What's up, you guys? I am pumped to talk about whatever we're talking about today because I'm really happy, as always. If you guys want to see something before we talk, I think this is, something maybe somebody wants to know. That is a picture of my older sister, Casey, when she was a little kid, a little cutie pie. And that right there is me, young Shane, and Matthew, my brother. Natalie, I'm sorry, I don't have a picture of you over here. But we only got two in the frame here. But we'll get you next time. Everybody knows Baby Doll anyway. And guys, what I want to talk about is something that people have a very common issue with in regards to exercise, fitness in general. And those are calisthenics, right? And these are exercises where you use your body weight. You can do them weighted, right? But you use your body weight and they're gymnastic-like movements, like pull-ups or push-ups or lunges or planks or, like body weight squats, all that kind of stuff. The human flag pole, you see people doing stuff like that. A lot of people, they want to get better at them, and the average American cannot even do a pull-up. So how do we improve our calisthenics and our fitness? At least in this regard, we're devoting this video to calisthenics specifically. So I want to talk about three things here. One is practice how you play. The second one is finished form first. Finished form first. Practice how you play and mechanical advantage. So let's kind of go through each of those one by one. Finished form first. If you have a tough time doing a push-up or doing a pull-up, why don't you try starting in the finished form, okay? So what is the finished form of a pull-up? Well, it's all the way at the top where you're like this, right? And you've reached that end range and you're in basically the end of the motion, right? Or the push-up, you would be like this, where you pushed all the way up and you're at the end of the motion. So what you could do is you could start there and then let yourself down slowly. Let yourself down slowly until you fail. So if somebody couldn't do one push-up, it's obvious that you could do push-ups on the knees. It's obvious that if you do assisted dips or assisted pull-ups where you put your knees on the thing and you have the weight stack, those can help you to do it. Or you use a band to do some pull-ups and your foot's on it. All that's well and good, but these are less commonly spoken of, and I don't think you really find these on the internet as much if you look up how to improve your calisthenics, right? And so finish form first. Now, maybe on the pull-up, as you come down, when you get here, you go and you fail. So what's important if you're going to do that with, say, a pull-up? A push-up, you'll kind of just fall on the ground. We don't want anyone slamming the ground either. So what's kind of important? Well, make sure that whatever's under you, if you're going to try a pistol squat on one leg, and what you're going to do is fall with your butt on the ground when you fail, right? And so put a box under you. Put a padded box under you so that when you fall on that. When you're doing the pull-up, maybe stand on a big box like you do box jumps on, something that's high enough, or stack them so that you can just stand up and get in this position, and you could bend your knees and just put some weight on your toes and just let yourself go down really slow, right? Or you could even take your knees off and bend them so you're in the air suspended, and if you can get to some of the negative or eccentric or on the way down range of motion without needing your feet on that block or whatever you have under you, it's hopefully, padded or whatever, then, you can hold yourself there without any assistance and then put your feet down when you fail, right? And so what this is going to do is it's allowing you to get that eccentric movement that you never would have gotten since you can't do a pull-up, right? So you can't get to that point because you can't do a pull-up. So you're stuck here, and all you can do is this, right? And that's actually not bad for the muscles that sit between the shoulder blades to just do that, right? It's actually a decent posture exercise we talked about before, but this is to improve, your ability to do a pull-up. So you get yourself there, and then you go on the way down, and eventually you'll be able to hold yourself all the way down without any assistance. And when you can do that, I would be surprised if you wouldn't be able to do a single pull-up, all right? So you can try and do that. With a push-up, you start like this, and you let yourself down slowly until you fail on that padded mat or whatever is under you, some sort of cushion, right? And you'll get deeper and deeper and further. So finished form first. Practice how you play. Practice how you play. Guys, if you want to be great at soccer, what do? You play a lot of soccer. If you want to be good at catching a ball, what do? You catch balls over and over and over until it is a subconscious reaction to be able to catch it and not have to think about it. You can just do it. You've trained that mind-muscle connection and the specific muscles involved in that movement. And that rules over everything in terms of being good at something. Somebody wants a really high bench, they bench a lot. Now you might say, Dr. Shane, wait a minute, but I know that benching will use my chest and shoulders and triceps. So what if I just do a lot of chest and shoulder and tricep exercises and strengthen them, and that will improve my bench? Sure, it could help to improve it, but nothing will help to improve that movement as much as doing that specific exercise. So practice how you play. If you want to be good at pull-ups, do the pull-ups as often as you can in the sense of finish form first and with some mechanical advantage, which we're going to talk about here in a second, and you will become better at pull-ups. It is that simple. There's no reason to overthink it, okay? Now, when it comes to mechanical advantage, this is our third thing. What do we mean here? Well, a mechanical advantage for, say, a push-up would be, I'm doing a push-up against the wall here, right? And this would be the easiest way, really, to do a push-up. You know, I'm not resisting gravity in this direction that I'm trying to push myself, okay? Gravity is rather acting straight down. And so if you were to change that angle little by little by little, and then eventually you're flat, it's getting harder and harder, and if your feet were up, it's the hardest, right? Doing, say, a handstand push-up, and those people who can do the crazy ones on the bar with their feet just totally in the air, you know, that I can't do that, but that's, you know, that's the epitome of really the hardest way somebody could do a push-up. So mechanical advantage. If you can't do a push-up on flat ground, maybe try elevating your hands a little bit. I would recommend trying to do that until you can just barely do one, okay? Until you can just barely do one. And then you barely do one there. Say at this level, I'm pushing down like this, right? So my feet would be back, and there's something here. And I'll tell you a good way to do this in a second that I did yesterday with somebody that I trained, which was very fascinating, and I had a lot of fun making it up. I'm sure people have done it before, but it was made up to me. And so, you know, after you fail there, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to improve your mechanical advantage. So, you know, you'll put the hands a little bit higher, and you'll do as many as you can, and then higher and do as many as you can, right? And these are training, maybe not the exact same muscles in the exact same way that it is to do a push-up, as we say, practice how you play on flat ground, but it is improving your muscular endurance and your strength in a very, very similar movement, just at the same movement, just at a different angle, right? And so maybe some other muscle groups can kick in and help you a little bit, and eventually you should be able to get to flat ground, right? So here is a really cool way that I did mechanical advantage set with this girl yesterday, right? What we did was I stacked a few plates, right? And I used heavy plates because I don't want them to really move. And I stood on the other side of the plates and I held them so they wouldn't move. So make sure they're against the wall or they're stable if you're going to try this, okay? So if her chest, now she could do a regular push-up, she could do plenty of them, but we had worked out chest that day and she was just spent, right? So couldn't do a regular push-up anymore. So what do? If we want to hit it a little bit more and really crush it, then we give her a little mechanical advantage, right? And so what I did was I put 2 plates on 3 plates that maybe we started with on top of each other. So it would say this high off the ground. And these were 55-pound plates. So they were about this big. And again, they're heavier, so they're less likely to move, right? It'd be better than, say, using 10-pound plates, which are this thin, and they're going to fly all over the place, right? Then it makes much sense. So what we did was we had her do as many as she could. Then I put another plate on top. So now it's this high. She did as many as she could. I put another plate, many as she could, and so on. So that is, giving you more of a mechanical advantage throughout the set, okay? Now, if you're looking to do a drop set and you're advanced in these exercises, well, you would want to do the opposite with mechanical advantage, right? So say you were bench pressing, we use this example commonly, and what you would do is start in the hardest form, okay? You would start in the hardest form, and you can already do that in the first set, and then you make it easier and easier and easier and easier, right? And so she started, really, I guess it's similar. She started in the hardest form, but it was still a modified form. It was still an easier form than the standard movement that is typically done there, right? Which would be a ground push-up. So that's what we got for you guys. I thought really fascinating, and I think there's so many people out there that want to be able to do a pull-up. They can't do a pull-up, you know? It's a common goal, especially pull-ups. I mean, that's a hard thing, you know? You're pulling your whole body against gravity, and hopefully you eventually gain the ability to do one pull-up with some of this advice. This isn't intended to treat, diagnose, cure, prevent any disease. Talk to your doctor. Take it and make that disclaimer. Fucking hate doing that. But Instagram, you know. So they won't let me receive gifts on my videos, by the way, because apparently I try to treat disease for everybody. You know, I guess pharmaceutical companies don't like stuff that I say, but you can help yourself and don't need anybody. Anyway, whole other point. Eventually, hopefully, if you can't do a pull-up, you can get to the point where you can do one, and then you can start to add weight, and you can make it even harder, right? And you can add a 10-pound plate and 2 10-pounds with that chain belt and things of that nature. So, you know, there is hope for you if you guys can't do those yet. And if you want to improve them, that's a way you can do so. Who do we got out here? Yeah! You know? I mean, yeah, I love you, Ma, first off. Thanks for being the most supportive mom in the world and always being on here and being the #1 fan of One Wellness. This one's for you. Always. They're all for you, really. And for other people, too, if it's their birthday. I didn't see any birthdays today. You know, I'm going to sing. So, you know, maybe we'll sing tomorrow. MAHD, how you doing? El Blanco Lynn Ash. Hello, pretty girl. I'm on the right one this time. That's good. Bull City King Mason. KD. Davraw. Oh my God. You absolutely made my day. Ashley, I was going to say you made my day when you ran up to me in the gym and jumped, and that was really awesome and cool, and it made me happy. But this is such a beautiful thing to hear, Davraw, and I'm so glad that any advice that, you know, we've given here at Win Wellness has been able to help you achieve your goals, and that's really something you should be proud of. 68 pounds down, so you deserve that. Clap for you, my friend. It's all you. Just try to help you, put you in a position that, you know, you can do these things. That's it. Same way with anybody I train. It's all them, obviously. I just put them in a position, trying to be, you know, like a good coach, if you will, that they can, you know, thrive and do their best. Omar, No Filter, Tommy Reed, Brandon Malone, OG, Sabia. So we did sing today because Sabia's on here. Always sang to her. Joshy Joe, what's up? Kev, Trop, Ed, what's up, dude? I'm going to get back to you, man. I saw that. We'll talk. You're the man. I love you, dude. Thanks for being the best supporter of Super You in the history of mankind. Little Lisa. Well, guys, as for now, so we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have an amazing rest of your night. Thank you all so much. And happy Wen Wellness. We went to school in the Midwest, so I guess that's why we said y'all. We'll see you next time. We have some family in the South, too. Maybe that's why I said I don't normally say that. See you tomorrow. See you later.